How to manage your resources. Hello friends, how are you doing today? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to manage your resources. This is an interesting topic with a lot of value to help you out through the course of your journey of trying to create a life of your dreams. Being able to manage your resources. This is just one of those great disciplines we all need in life to take us from where we are to where we want to be. The main reasons most people and most countries are where they are today in terms of being able to manage things is as a result of either being able to manage their resources well or not being able to manage their resources well. One of these two things must happen. In this video, I put together 3 things you will be needing to do if you want to be able to manage your resources. Number 1 of them all is to become a thinker and a planner. Thinkers, they say, rule the world, and this is true. Remember those things you jumped into without at least having any reasonable thought about them. Do you see how they turn out to be? Very poorly executed. It happened like that because you were not thinking when you indulged in them. Strategic thinking are very important. These skills are among the most valuable sought-after management competencies. This is because the people that are capable of thinking critically, logically, and strategically can have a tremendous impact on a business trajectory. Thinking and planning can coexist as friends as far as I'm concerned because these 2 things go hand in hand. Good thinkers will always be able to come up with the best plans for anything they do. But for a poor thinker, the reverse is the case. I urge you to watch our videos on Planning Untold through about planning, and you will be able to learn the rudiments of having a plan. Number 2 of them all is have savings and investment mentality. In order to be able to manage your resources, it is very important for you to develop the saving and investment mentality. Yes, I know that it is extremely difficult to do this for most people, that they have already written themselves off concerning the habits of saving and investments because they don't even believe that they can still be able to find a way to make it happen against all odds. Many financial gurus talk about the things you need to cut out of your life in order to increase your savings and build wealth, and they make it seem too easy for most people who have tried severally and failed. This set of people get pissed off when they hear you talk about saving and investment mentality. But this is because discipline is what it takes to do it, and not so many people have this discipline. And the reason why there is the word mentality at the end of the savings and investment is because the mentality is what it really takes to be able to save and invest. This set of people prefer to start saving and investing without first building the mentality that is needed, and on the long run they end up failing because they ignored the most important thing, which is the mentality. One of the things you must understand is that saving money is not a punishment. Contrary to what most people think, it is a positive experience. Most people see it as a punishment, and that is why they just can't save and invest. If you start seeing the saving and investment mentality as a positive experience, it becomes very easy for you. Number 3, don't compare or compete with anybody. Just like I told you in our previous motivational video, when you start comparing yourself to every Dick and Harry, you start robbing yourself of joy and peace. I'm not saying you should not look at what others are doing, because you can learn from them in the process. But don't allow yourself to be tempted into comparing yourself with them, because it's a thief of joy. When you start comparing yourself to others, you start wanting things they have, and it eventually leads you into indulging in secret competition with them, and this can hinder your ability to manage your resources. One of the reasons you should never compare yourself with anybody is because nobody can do a better job of being you than you. We all do it or have done it at some point in our lives. We compare ourselves to others and gauge where we are based on what we observe others doing. The thing about comparison is that there is never a win. How often do you compare yourselves with someone else less fortunate than you and consider yourself blessed? More often, people would rather compare themselves with those perceived to have more or doing more, which just leaves them coming short. Like I have said earlier, I'm not saying you should not look at what others are doing, because our mind naturally always wants to quantify. It wants to rank and file and organize informations. Our minds naturally wants to know where we fit in the scheme of things. So we just need to give it something to do. So instead of trying hard, as it is so difficult for most people to stop comparing themselves with others, you can redirect the comparison to your past and present self and keep the comparison within you. We are always in a state of creation, becoming more, because who you are today is a result of decisions you made yesterday. We decide and we decide again, and the direction is always towards expansion. It is our human nature to expand. So, when you catch yourself comparing yourself with another person, stop for a moment and redirect the thought. Instead of submitting to the temptation of comparison, ask yourself a few questions instead. What are you doing today you couldn't have done 5, 3, or even 1 year ago? How have you stepped out in the last year that you might have found inconceivable before? What new decisions have you made, or what new actions have you taken that resulted in you moving into a new direction in your life? What are your wins this year compared to the last year? How has your life improved? How have you improved? What have you done recently that you never thought you could do? What negative behavior have you stopped engaging in that you never thought you could quit? What positive behavior have you been engaging in that until now you have resisted? How are you doing more of what you said you were going to do and shown up more consistently with your own success? In other words, how have you continued to become a new version of yourself? You can click on the first link at the description box to watch our video on how to reinvent yourself, where you can learn how to really be a new version of yourself. Your ability to being a new version of yourself is really what counts. Comparing yourself with someone else is an inaccurate and irrelevant measuring stick. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share our videos to your friends and family. Thank you and one love.